Nixon said the number one enemy to democracy or white rule. I wish I had a blackboard. It's all right, don't bother, because by the time you get it here, I will be down the road. Democracy. You look at the word democracy. They say it's the rule of the people, right?
Yes, sir.
Demo, D-E-M-O, demo, comes from the Greek word demos. And krasi, in Greek, demokratis, rule. But when you bring it into Latin, demos is demon. Demon-cracy. Then when you bring it up into English, you drop the N and you call it democracy. They say it's the rule of the people, but the rule of what people?
Yes, sir.
It's devil rule. That's what it means.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Devil rule. Okay. Now we straight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Every time the white man talk about democracy, he talking about himself.
Yes, sir.
He ain't talking about nothing fair for you.
That's right.
When he tell them in Africa, set up democracy, he's saying, set up my way of rule.
Yes,
So you bow down to me. So if Mr. Nixon says Islam more than communism is the greatest threat to democracy, he's saying that Islam is the greatest threat to the rule of the devil. Well, if you say you're a Muslim, you have accepted the what? Then once you sign the contract, hello,
yes, sir.
you want to fight?
Go ahead.
Your manager gets you all together. All right? You seen him, I'll whoop you, I'll kick you. But they only do that after they sign on the dotted line.
That's right.
Then they set the date for the big contest. And from that day to the day of the big contest, you got to hunker down and get serious about preparing for the struggle.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Your subject, your subject, your subject, your subject. I accept the challenge. Well, who's the champion? Right now it's white folks.
Yes, sir.
Now, you know two things can't occupy the same space at the same time. If the white man is ruling, black man is down.
Right, right.
But if you accept Islam, you accept the power that is going to raise you to eminence in the world. So as you are raised, you're going to come to start clashing with the powers that are already ruling.
Right, right.
On 47th Street, 63rd Street, Drexel Boulevard, Cottage Grove, wherever you live, ain't no challenge there. That's lightweight stuff. You don't bring white folk out to the fight until you get to a certain level. Then you see them coming out of the woodwork after you. And when you bring them out, that means you have arrived to a certain level, and now the challenge is on. They got to do you in, or you do them in. Now look at this. Maybe you don't realize this, brothers and sisters. But members of the Jewish community have never in the past had to come out openly against a black man. They could always crush us through the black people that they had control over. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Since they were some of the architects of the NAACP, the Urban League, CORE, SNCC, and all the civil rights organizations, they may have been in the background with a black person up front. They put the money in, so when some so-called radical like Malcolm or Elijah Muhammad came up, the Jewish community did not have to come out and attack Malcolm. They sicked Thurgood Marshall, Roy Wilkins, Whitney Young. These were the great civil rights leaders. They sicked Martin Luther King on them because Martin Luther King was lockstep with them until it got uncomfortable for them. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
You know, but a lot of people think a lot about themselves.
Yes, sir.
Until a challenge comes.
Yes, sir.
I saw a man enter the ring the other day. He was talking. This man ain't gonna last. He ain't gonna do nothing. When they got in the ring, that man whooped. The other fella whooped that big mouth fella like that was his baby. Then knocked him out.
Yes, sir.
Just took his championship. Just beat him up.
Yes, sir.
Like he stole something.
Yes, sir.
Now that man got to go back in the gym because he ain't what he thought he was. That's the point.
Yes, sir.
So now when somebody knock you down like that or something, when you go back in the gym, you don't hang up your gloves and say, I quit.
No, sir.
I mean, you get the swelling down off your eye. Naturally, somebody busts you in your eye. You're all sewed up and stitched up. You can't go back in the gym now. You got to heal.
Yes, sir.
But during the time that you're healing, you're saying to yourself, man, I ain't never going to let that happen again.
That's right.
I ain't never going to let that. I'm going in this gym.
That's right.
And then you start working out. Now you come back with a purpose because you thought more of yourself than you should. You thought maybe you didn't have to challenge anything. You thought maybe you were invincible. But a test came and showed you you were weak.
Go ahead.
So now what are you going to do? Cop out? Bow out? Fall down? Or like in dice, crap out? What are you going to do? You go to yourself and you talk to the God. I want to come back.
Yes, sir.
Will you help me? Well, that's all God is waiting on.
That's right.
Because he have to allow you to stumble and fall so you come to him. Wait a minute, brother and sister. Nobody can help us do nothing.
That's right.
It is God today. So he's got to whoop you, make you fall on your face so you recognize, here I am.
Yes, sir.
Don't you set up no partner, no rival with me.
That's right.
You want to come back up, then come to me.
Go ahead.
And do like I tell you to do.
Yes, sir.
And you'll get up
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and get ready for the challenge.
Yes, sir.
And now I bring you all the way to the top. I watched myself, I'm speaking personally now, because I was an arrogant something before I got humble.
Yes, sir.
He said, well, we didn't know you got humble, Brother Farrakhan. Brother Farrakhan is very humble.
Yes, sir. That's right.
If I wasn't, there'd be a whole lot of dead bodies in the cemetery. It's true. But you know what? When I was the minister in New York, I just studied Elijah Muhammad so well. Nobody ever defeated me in no argument. We get on TV shows and argue. I come out the winner all the time. So I thought I was invincible, brother. You know, you can get like that.
Yes, sir.
And when you get invincible like that, God's looking at you. Say, well, this balloon is getting a little big now. I better find me a pin somewhere to help that balloon to understand it's just full of hot air.
Yes, sir.
Imam Wadathuddin came along with a pin. I don't know what he had, but the bubble got busted.
Yes, sir.
And when I looked around, I said, ooh, I blew it.
Yes, sir.
My faith that was so strong was shaken. The conviction that I had was shaken. And once your faith gets shaken, you're no longer the same person that you were, because faith is the bedrock of all works. The stronger your faith, the greater your works. The weaker your faith, the weaker your works. No faith, no works. I fell all the way down, but I didn't go all the way out.
Yes, sir.
I was down, man. And you know what? Brother Farrakhan, you wouldn't believe this. But some of you can't imagine Farrakhan with long hair with braids in it. You just can't imagine Farrakhan. Can you imagine me like that?
No, sir.
I was. Can you imagine Farrakhan with a big, long cigar in his mouth? Okay, just think about it. Think about it. Can you see me light up a cigar?
No, sir.
Can you imagine Farrakhan getting on a plane, sitting in first class, ordering all the drinks that they could bring? You can't even imagine that from Farrakhan. You know what? Hell, I couldn't imagine it for myself. But you know what? When you fall, you fall. When you stumble and fall, you do things that you never thought you would ever do. So don't nobody in here that think you're strong enough to keep yourself from falling. Everybody can fall.
Yes, sir.
Now, when I realized how messed up I had been, I mean, my cousin saw me with this big cigar. She just went off.
Yes, sir.
And she literally cried because I was strength for her. And here I was now playing the fool.
Yes, sir.
Can you imagine that? Farrakhan in a disco. Can you imagine that?
Can't imagine.
I know, I can't imagine it either. I went in that crazy place. Music so loud like it tore my head off, bro.
Yes, sir.
And when I looked around in the disco, coming up to me just boogieing away was one of the old sister lieutenants of the MGT class. I said, whoa. And the whole family was out there just boogieing, man. And the man that was spinning the record, he said, Farrakhan's in the house. I said, no. And he wanted to put the light on me. And sure enough, I tried to get, no. He said, they called me Minister Louis Farrakhan is in the house. And they shined the light. There I was in the corner. I didn't have no drink or nothing because I had cooled out from that.
Go ahead, dear Pastor.
Now, why am I telling you this?
Wake us up.
Why would I bring you into a part of my life that you didn't know nothing about? I'm trying to let you know that you can fall.
Yes, sir.
You can break your neck.
Yes, sir.
Some people have fallen and never got back up.
Yes, sir.
Some who followed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad are out in that street right now, filled with alcohol, drugs, and chasing women and doing all kind of crazy things.
That's right.
So everybody that fall don't get up.
Yes, sir.
I accept a challenge. I prepare to whip my enemy. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And I have never lost no kind of contest because, wait a minute, when I accept the challenge, I do not, in my whole acceptance, intend to punk out.
Yes, sir. Right. That's right.
What What about you?
Yes, sir.
Some of you say, I want to play the piano. You play 6 months. Aha. And you switch, you get a violin. I'll play the violin. Ah. Some of you say, I want to paint. Then you stop painting. Ah. Pretty soon you don't know what you can do.
Yes, sir.
Because when things start going rough for you, you punk out. You give up. You never accepted a challenge. All of you want something given to you on a silver platter. You do not want to struggle to achieve greatness. And I'm telling you, there ain't no greatness coming from God except you accept the challenge and struggle against opposition to overcome everything that's in your path until you reach your goal. I'm saying all of that. I'm coming right back now to when I accepted the challenge to rebuild the Nation of Islam.
Yes, sir.
I admit my knees were a little weak, but I accepted the challenge. I knew they would want to kill me, but I couldn't let fear of the loss of my life stop me from lifting up the name of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I accepted a challenge. My desire was to lift him up, and that desire fed my will. My hair was long. I got a picture of me in my living room on Damon with no socks on, long hair, needing a shave, looking bummy, but I had accepted the challenge. And after a day, after a week, after a month, I began to clean up. My house that was out of order came into order the moment I came back to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
My diet changed. I demanded now that I get the food that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we should eat and how to eat to live. No more quick potatoes. And this green frozen spinach laying on no plate for me. Give me the real thing, the bean soup. How to eat to live.
Yes, sir.
And all of a sudden, we began. It took time, it took years. But here we are. I accepted what? A challenge. And you accepted the challenge with me. Some that started with me are not with me today. Some that started with Castro are not with Castro today. Some that started with Gaddafi and Mao Zedong, when they went on that revolutionary path, they don't all stick. Because the race is not to the swift, but it's to those who accept the challenge and never lose sight of the goal that they accept to attain.